Sitting with the beautiful Ashley.
Aww, that's so
Castaneda.
nice. Aw, I look like a slug right now.
No, you
like,
don't.
What is that?
And
a dead body.
Oh, the dead body lying on the floor, reanimated. Mr. Cody McAnally.
Are we gonna talk about
There's that name again.
Yep, everyone knows your full name already. I haven't said your middle name.
Yep, I got an email the other day that said, "Guess what, sucker? You're doxxed."
No, Cosmo. Cosmo's trying to walk onto the table. Thank you.
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about what just happened?
No, because we want to keep it secret.
So
that people can sit on the chair in the future.
Oh, yeah. No one's...
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, Brian doesn't listen.
Yeah.
Trust me when I say they don't.
the two people that we're going to trick don't listen to this.
So
Chris can hear
I
us.
was on my way back from work when a mob of angry people said, "There it is!" and they started chasing me with pitchforks
I don't think that's what we're
and flaming torches, and I went, "Roar, roar." And I came into the house and I lumbered over to my my favorite foldable chair, and I went, "Roar," and I very slowly tried to sit in it, and it went just fell apart, and I was sprawled out on the floor, and
It didn't just fall apart. It exploded.
yeah, it exploded.
Yeah, you should sue.
I should.
Yeah.
You could have broken your tailbone on that 6-inch journey down to the
And I'm
floor.
like, you're going to make so much money. You're under 300, right?
Oh my lord, McAnally.
They're like, yeah. Height.
It's not the joke. That's not the joke.
Of course, that's not the joke.
Okay, good.
It's muscle.
Oh my. Okay. All right. Look.
Look, McAnally fans, this is not us making fun of McAnally.
No.
This is
my
McAnally
gosh.
bringing
Can I
it onto
please-
himself.
Can I
Yeah.
please just...
It's just classic humor when
just-
someone sits in a chair and it breaks. It's just funny.
It's pratfall,
It's
except
not
you
even
took the prat out of it because I literally just fell. It is funny.
That you trusted. The way that he fell was he was just accepting of his fate. It was so graceful, and he just, glided to the floor.
It's kind of like that time I ran in your house and I was wearing socks and I slipped right in front of your door and I Scooby-Doo style slipped and fell flat on my back.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
I don't know. I don't think you were there.
Obviously, I wasn't there. I would have remembered that.
Yeah, we were doing something.
Do you have brain damage?
When I worked at Applebee's, it was the only time I ever in my life that when they said have slip-resistant shoes, they were right. Because I've never worn them since, and I worked in several restaurants and no problems.
Yeah.
But
they like to oil up the floors.
Yeah, they did something. They just poured hot olive oil
Bacon
over the
grease.
ground.
It's disinfectant.
Yeah, I came to the back to take some dishes, and I straight up slipped so hard that my feet went above my head, and it knocked the breath out of me. I was sitting there, and they're like, "Oh, his lungs are collapsed or something." I'm like,
Got the wind knocked out of you, boy.
"Thank goodness you got slip-resistant shoes, right?"
Yeah.
Anyway, we are your paranormal podcast, where we talk about haunted places and folklore and urban legends, and we read your personal paranormal stories.
Yeah.
And we're back. We're only missing one guest, which is McAnally's goatee. So R.I.P. to the goatee.
Yeah, we'll say R.I.P. or all right. Can a guy just make a decision in his life? I'm not speaking of you two. I'm not speaking of you two. The moment I said I was going to do it, and then after having done it, I got far too many comments about what people prefer to my face. It's my face, okay?
That's true. That's true.
And it's not just before you assume that I'm just lashing out at people that like the goatee. No, there's people that were like, I like the baby face. And I'm like, I will. It's so easy to get me to do things out of spite, but I won't. Shame on all of you. Let me just be.
Are you trying to tell me that there are people on the information that will give you unsolicited information about your personal life?
On the internet, you mean?
As shocking
Yeah.
as it seems, it's true.
Welcome to being a woman. I'm your host, an actual woman, Ashley Castaneda.
Yeah.
Today we're going to talk about... Never mind.
All right, we're still going with this?
Yeah, no. I don't know. I already have the mic in my hand. Anyway, yeah, so, we moved into our new house. It's great.
Yeah. No spooky
Thanksgiving
things
was
so far.
fun. Yeah, no spooky things so far. We'll see. Christmas is coming up. We'll be having our Christmas party. I don't know if I should say it. I mean, no one who's stalking us. No one's stalking us.
I mean, I already got doxxed, so they know about the Christmas party.
You got what?
Doxxed.
I don't.
You might remember a while back when they described on the news that kids were swatting each other, where they would they would get mad for some reason at video games online. I don't know
Who would do
anybody.
that?
I don't know. But they would get mad at video games online, and then they would literally somehow use the IP address of.
Wait,
yeah.
swatted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doxing is the same thing, just not calling the SWAT force on you. It's
Just saying, I know where you live.
a lot of like internet people, for instance, like Vine stars and YouTubers and so on and so forth, have you make one person on the internet upset you, and then they email you with your home address and all your information, and then
Oh, so you're
Yeah.
saying someone already did this to you?
oh yeah,
Oh, sad.
they said, "Are you Monster Mac?" And I was like, "Quit playing. You've heard my name 7 times now. You know it."
Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Anything else? We do have one of our listeners is having her son is having some health issues.
Yeah.
So if everyone could send their thoughts and prayers to that family, that would be awesome. We hope that he feels better and that things work out.
It's true.
Yeah. All right, shall we dive right in, my dudes?
Oh, sure. All right. So this week, I've got a few cursed items, haunted items.
Haunted items?
Yes. I got all my information from Wikipedia, bustle.com, and mysteriousuniverse.org.
Ooh.
Yeah. Hold on, let me set up the airplay real quick.
Set it up. I'm sorry. We watched Home Alone 2 last night, by the way.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yep, we spent $4 on it on iTunes. Yep,
It was fine.
we did it. And now...
It was basically the first movie. I don't think there really was anything different about
Tim
it.
Curry
I mean, there
is
was
what
Tim
was
Curry.
different.
There was Tim Curry.
Yeah, Tim Curry's creepy. I respect him, and I think he's a great cult actor. What the H is that picture? Oh, no. Okay.
Anyway, go on about Tim Curry.
Tim Curry just creeps me out, but I respect him. But there's something about... the vibes, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I got nothing but good vibes.
He is creepy.
No,
He can be creepy.
I don't see it.
I think that's the point.
You didn't watch Home Alone 2.
Yeah, and he tried to sneak into a little boy's hotel room.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird to me.
Also,
it's just
Rob
weird to me.
Schneider.
Wait, Rob Schneider was in Home Alone 2?
Yes.
He was the bellboy.
Yeah, he had a great smile too.
And certainly no one else of importance.
Nope.
No one.
Oh.
Yeah, Joe Pesci.
Yeah, Joe Pesci.
Anyways, moving on.
Excuse me, mister, do you know which way the blah, 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 blah?
Love Trump's hate.
Actually, it's right over there.
And then he stares at him.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna insult that man.
Yeah, because you'll get
It would-
doxxed.
It would be too easy. Any insult would be too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, let's go.
So yeah, this is a creepy chair. It is.
Wait, so what do you
Flying.
tell us what we're doing again?
So I'm doing some haunted, cursed items.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love this.
So this chair is Thomas Busby's stoop chair.
Why is I know about this,
I realized halfway through
Dude.
researching it that I knew about it too.
dude?
Yeah.
I thought it was. I just imagined it to be a blank wall. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. We're looking at a picture of some shelves with some stuff on some shelves, and then there is a chair, what looks to be a rocking chair or like a wooden chair,
Yeah.
nailed up onto a wall in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Thomas Busby was arrested, tried, and condemned to death after he murdered his father-in-law, Daniel Auty, in 1702. Auty and Busby were running a coin counterfeiting business, as well as other criminal enterprises, and they argued about the business, which ended with Busby killing Auty. One variation of the story has Busby cursing the chair whilst on his way to his execution, whereas another says that he was drunk in the chair when he was arrested and cursed it then.
Yeah, that's what I heard, is that he was always drunk. So he was married to this man's daughter.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was just a drunkard, and he was like no good, and he was just essentially always drunk and always sitting in this chair. Like this was his chair. Like no one dared to sit in it.
That seems more plausible than your first explanation. I mean, given our modern culture, maybe I can imagine someone wanted to troll hard enough that on their way to their execution, they're like, "Oh, and I curse my chair."
It's a really odd thing to curse.
I don't know.
Like, not curse the people
Well, it certainly
that are
worked.
sending him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So Busby was gibbeted at San Hutton Crossroads. I had to look this up.
What is that?
It is what you think of when you think of hanging someone. It's the stereotypical hangman's noose type looking thing.
Oh.
The thing you draw every time you play hangman.
Oh, that's why you draw it.
And it's mainly meant for like public displays.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Not
That
for
makes
hanging.
sense. It's not a gallows.
Well, I mean, you get hung, but then you get left there as like a message.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
like
But they
the
don't kill you there,
pirates
they
of
just-
old.
Well, yeah, you die,
Yeah.
Maybe.
but like
I thought
but the
maybe you
gallows-
died somewhere else and then they hung
Oh,
you there.
no.
Yeah, like in the front of the city or something.
No.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what?
Nothing. I was just joking. That didn't work out.
He was gibbeted at San Hutton Crossroads beside an inn, which later had its name changed to the Busby Stoop Inn. The site of the execution, opposite the pub on the A61 and A167 crossroads, which is now a roundabout, was said to be haunted by Busby's ghost.
Where is this again? I'm sorry.
I believe this is...
They deserve it for naming it that.
I think this is in England. I'm not quite sure.
Oh, okay.
Guilty by association.
The chair is?
No, I'm saying, I'm sorry. If let's just say that Tom Hanks moved down the street from us, and it turns out Tom Hanks is crazy, and he kills somebody, and they're like, oh man, Tom Hanks the murderer is now being hung at the end of the street, and we
Yeah.
said, hey, we're going to name this street Tom Hanks Street, because the crazy murderer Tom Hanks, you know,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
No.
No, I'm understanding.
I mean,
your
I should have
point. I
cut
get
corners
it.
with that explanation. I should have said, if I open up the Zodiac Cafe, and then
Dude.
people and couples end up being murdered in there, I'm not.
Wow.
That's my fault.
So, what was the coffee shop that we went to that had that Zodiac themed frappuccino?
The Zodiac Chiller.
Nope.
Yeah, they call it was the coffee frappuccino. They
Yeah.
called it the Zodiac Chiller.
I tried it. It was really sweet.
What coffee shop was that? I can't remember. I want to shout it out, but oh
Yeah,
well.
I don't know.
Everyone look up the Zodiac Chiller, Houston coffee
I
shop.
keep forgetting his name, but
Google will work.
That one senator keeps coming in here, and he just
my
he
Lord.
only orders the one drink, and he laughs a little bit, and he looks kind of like a dog
Wow,
that
that's
like presses
mean.
its face against a.
That man is spineless, but I don't like making fun of people for the way that they look.
I'm not making fun of the way he looks. That one dog looked just like him.
Anyways, the Zodiac Cafe, would everything on the menu be like a
Right.
See, but you know, I mean,
what?
like it
A
would
puzzle.
either. Yo.
No.
Yo. Bum, 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 bum,
No, you were gonna say something.
Yo.
We need the answer.
I don't remember now.
Oh, God.
Wow, he totally lost interest in that conversation.
All right.
I'd eat there.
Nope.
So the chair currently occupies a spot in the Thirsk Museum. Terrible fates
on
have
them.
befallen many who have sat in it, from brain tumors to car crashes. Accordingly, the decision was made in 1972 to hang it from the ceiling, preventing anyone from sitting in it ever again.
Oh, because that's gonna help.
No, so the thing is, like, I think, yeah, and that's why we did, M did an episode on this, and, like, so many people had been killed throughout the year. What the heck?
Oh, that's horrible.
Cody Ryan McAnally.
Oh, my God.
Look, all I'm trying to do is have a podcast, and this fool airplays a corgi putting its nose through a cage. Is he
Ted
okay?
Cruz dog. It's the Ted Cruz
Oh
dog.
my lord.
You see it, right?
Yes, I see it.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
All
Okay,
I'm
we're
saying
done.
is so many people died after sitting that. Literally so many that they were like, wait, why didn't they destroy it? Why did they hang it up? Didn't we talk about that?
Tourist attraction? I don't know. I did read an article that said that I think an anthropologist looked at it, and the legs of the chair were thought to have been built with like a mechanical lathe as opposed to like, I guess, like a normal like old school like pole lathe. So like it would have been created like 100 years after Busby's death. So it might not actually.
It might not even be that chair.
Busby's chair.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's the jackalope.
Wow. Wow.
So locals claim that during the Second World War, Canadian airmen from the nearby base at Skipton-on-Swale went to the pub, and those who sat in the chair never returned from bombing missions over mainland Europe.
Jeez Louise. I mean, what are the odds of returning? I just want to know. Like, how often have we done it?
What are the
Can we get the
give me
specs?
the numbers.
Let me crunch those.
Somebody give me the Steven.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
we don't have a Steven.
It just bothers me because it reminds me of that. There was a post I saw that was like only. It was like in the U.S. Air Force there are only there's less than 10,000 female pilots or something like that. I'm sure my numbers are wrong, but it was like less than 10,000. And someone put it and said maybe, just maybe, women don't want to be pilots. I'm sorry. It was a stretch, but I find it funny.
All right.
Also, it's funny you said that because that's actually my urban legend for today is Canadian airmen.
Yeah.
How do we get them down? What are they doing up there? Plotting above us all.
Yeah, they actually don't fly planes. They actually fly.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that for listeners going forward.
No spoilers. No spoilers!
Okay.
Stop yelling.
You said items, not people.
Okay, so in the 1970s, some fatal accidents were linked with the chair. In 1978, the chair was ultimately hung from the ceiling to prevent occupancy, even by maintenance. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah. So the next one.
Wait, but that begs a question real quick. I'm not trying to drag this on too long, but if you're saying this potentially could be not Busby's chair,
Yeah.
the PS1 character, is it still cursed? Is it the idea of it being Busby's chair that
Maybe
curses
that's the
it?
way to perpetuate the myth is to keep anyone from actually sitting on it. Just
Yeah,
don't do
that's
that.
true. That's true. Oh, what do we have here? Okay, does someone want to explain what we're seeing?
It looks like an old sports car, really small. There's a guy driving and a decapitated head floating next to him.
Is that Kevin Bacon?
Nope. So
That's all I get, really? That's all I get.
so this is James Dean's Little Bastard car.
I think I've heard of this.
Language.
So James Byron Dean is remembered as a cultural icon of teenage disillusionment and social estrangement. No. As expressed in the title of his most celebrated film, Rebel Without a Cause.
You know, he started a lot of trends, but he started the trend where dudes only wear one shirt instead of also wearing an undershirt.
Yeah.
Like showing it their undershirt without an overshirt,
Yeah.
or just wearing an overshirt without an undershirt.
Are you telling
Isn't
me
that
that
weird?
before he came along, everybody wore like wife beaters under
Two
every
shirts.
single shirt?
Yeah, sure.
Or undershirts or something.
Unless you're like
Hefty.
a farm man.
A farmer, you mean?
No. Okay, so in 1954, Dean became interested in developing an auto racing career. He purchased various vehicles after filming for East of Eden, hadn't concluded, including a Triumph Tiger T110 and a Porsche 356. Just before filming began on Rebel Without a Cause, he competed in his first professional event at the Palm Springs Road Races, which was held in Palm Springs, California on March 26th through 27th, 1955. He got first place in the novice class and second place in the main event, and his racing continued in Bakersfield a month later, where he finished first in his class and third overall.
Oh, that's impressive.
He hoped to compete in the Indianapolis 500, but his busy schedule made it impossible. So yeah, he was super into racing. Longing to return to the liberating prospects of motor racing, Dean was scheduled to compete at a racing event in Salinas, California on October 1st through 2nd, 1955. Accompanying the actor to the occasion on September 30th was stunt coordinator Bill Hickman and Rolf Wutherick, the German mechanic from the Porsche factory who maintained Dean's Porsche 550 Spider, known as the Little Bastard. Wutherick, who had encouraged Dean to drive the car from Los Angeles to Salinas to break it in, accompanied Dean in the Porsche at 3:30 p.m. As the group traveled to the event via U.S. Route 466 at approximately 5:45 p.m. in 1950, Ford Tudor was passing through an intersection while turning ahead of the Porsche. Dean, unable to stop in time, slammed into the driver's side of the Ford, resulting in Dean's car bouncing across the pavement on the side of the highway.
Oh my gosh.
So Dean's passenger, Wutherick, was thrown from the Porsche, while Dean was trapped in the car and sustained numerous fatal injuries, including a broken neck. The driver of the Ford, Donald Turnipseed, exited his damaged vehicle with minor injuries. The accident was witnessed by a number of passerbys who stopped to help. A woman with nursing experience attended to Dean and detected a weak pulse, but death appeared to have been instantaneous. Dean was pronounced dead on arrival shortly after he arrived by ambulance at the Paso Robles War Memorial Hospital at 6:22 p.m. So after that, the vehicle was purchased by hot rod designer George Barris, who planned to sell it for parts. The cursed narrative was born when the car fell and crushed a mechanic's legs.
Oh, what the H?
As parts of the car sold, the curse is said to have spread. A doctor who bought the engine was killed in a car accident. Another victim who bought the transmission was severely injured in a crash. The tires sold from Little Bastard blew out, simultaneously sending the buyer to the hospital. While the shell of the car was being transported, the truck carrying it crashed and the driver was killed.
Oh my gosh.
From there, the shell was stolen and the curse of Little Bastard went quiet as its location became unknown. So maybe it's still out there.
Why would
the
it?
forests.
Why would it be cursed? Why wouldn't it just be haunted?
I don't know.
Look, man, I'm not trying to be a skeptic. I'm just asking questions.
Maybe it was cursed before Dean got it.
Maybe that's why he died in a car crash.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not Dean that made it cursed.
Wow.
It was cursed by the ghost of Hitler.
Wow.
Remember, riding alone is a ride with Hitler.
I don't know what that means.
That used to be a World War II propaganda where they would try to get you to carpool and save gas, and it was just a drawing of a guy driving.
My
and
lord!
It looks like the ghost of Hitler is next to him. It's like, remember, riding alone is a ride with Hitler.
Oh my gosh.
But more importantly, to this day, people have actually heard about this. They said they sometimes look out their window and it looks like the body.
You're already
of the,
laughing. He's not
it's
even
the
saying
body,
anything.
It's the body of the car, but it's his arms and legs.
Did you know that's what he was gonna say?
No.
And it says,
I didn't know by the way he was gesticulating with his arms.
And it says, rebel without a cause, rebel without a cause. And then it runs them over, but like physically runs them over. Like it steps on them with its big feet. The body of the car actually doesn't do anything to you. It's just his ghostly body parts that kill you.
Yeah.
Does he have a head or his face? Is his face
No,
like
it's like
Cars?
the movie Cars, where like
it's like Cars. Okay, sure. With his features kind of.
on the front,
sure,
but
sure,
like
sure.
even then he has to like bend down so you can see it. So like when you see it out the window, you hear rebel without a cause, rebel without a cause, and they're like, what? And it bends down and goes, rebel without a cause.
They just open the door. What?
Huh?
All right, so this
Dear
last
Lord.
one,
Yeah.
Sock it to me.
this is
A person.
A nightmare.
Otzi the Iceman.
No.
Thank you for cursing us with this image, Christopher. We're cursed forever.
So this is how he looked when he was found.
Shame on you.
Did he start looking more and more alive?
No.
That would be amazing.
No, he didn't. But that would
Quite
be,
the
that would be crazy.
opposite.
If he just came
The
back to life.
oxygen ate his flesh.
Oh, gosh.
So, also called the Iceman, the Similian Man, the man from Halsabach, the Tyrolean Iceman,
Okay.
and the Hasselbach mummy is the well-preserved natural mummy of a man who lived between 3,400 and 3,100 BCE. The mummy was found in September 1991 in the Ötztal Alps, hence the name Ötzi, near Similon Mountain and Hasselbach on the border between Austria and Italy. He is Europe's oldest known natural human mummy and has offered an unprecedented view of Chalcolithic Europeans, also known as Copper Age.
Oh.
What is that? I don't understand.
That's where they have the gorilla teeth, but they're not fully people yet.
I don't know if that's true.
That's not true.
Okay.
The Bronze Age...
Everything was made out of copper.
The Bronze Age is whenever they started building their tools out of...
I thought you were just gonna...
Out of copper and metal. That's when we went from stone tools to, welding and... Well, not welding, but like...
Welding.
Yeah, just...
Straight to welding. Propane
First,
and propane accessories.
they pulled out their blow torches and started finally using them.
Oh, Lord.
But no, seriously, it's when tools were actually becoming metal.
Okay. You went to college.
I did.
All right.
That's true.
You got to put that 40,000 something.
His body and belongings are displayed in the South Tyrol Museum of Archaeology in Bolzano, South Tyrol, Italy.
Can I just sidetrack for 1 second? When that one time I saw this place called Dogology, Christopher and I in Fredericksburg, Texas, were walking down the street and saw a place called Dogology, which is a pet store. And I was like, Dogology? That's a weird word. So you just said archaeology.
Did it really?
Archaeology.
You didn't say archaeology. I think you said archaeology or something.
Oh, really?
Yes, the listeners will know.
I'm really tired.
No, it's okay. I just want to finally, I feel even.
Vindicated?
Yeah.
But I beg your pardon.
Dogology.
You said his items and his body?
Yes. Because I think he was wearing a coat.
He had a coat? Aw.
I believe so.
They had coats back then? Sorry.
And a big old metal butt plug.
Nelly!
It's multi-use.
Multi-use.
You guys
Could have been a lot of things.
Ötzi was found on the 19th of September by two German tourists at an elevation of 3,210 meters on the east ridge of the Fenial Spitz in the Ötztal Alps.
This was you last week, McAnally.
The tourists Helmut and Erica Simon. Yep, that's you.
Oh, by the way, the picture is of, it looks like
if you don't clean out your ears for like 2 months and then you just kind of like pull something
a gob.
out.
No, it's a skeleton, but the arms seem to be missing and it's face down.
He's like face down.
It's it's very unsettling.
Yeah. So the tourists Helmut and Erica Simon were walking off the path between the mountain passes. By current estimates, at the time of his death, Ötzi was 5'3" tall, weighed about 110 pounds.
Oh gosh,
kind of a little guy, and was about 45 years of age.
What?
A little. Wow, he was old.
Yeah.
Like way old.
Yeah.
That's not old. That's young.
Dude, no, in 3000 BC.
Oh, I guess for its time,
Dude.
not being eaten by a bear wherever you are.
45 was old in like the friggin' 1700s.
That is true.
Oh my gosh.
When his body was found, it weighed 13.75 kilograms, which is about 30 pounds.
Thank you for letting me know.
Man, he should have ate more.
Because the body was covered in ice shortly after his death, it had only partially deteriorated, and he also has 61 tattoos.
That's right.
He's tatted up. The cause of death remained uncertain until 10 years after the discovery of the body. It was initially believed that Ötzi died from exposure during a winter storm. Later, it was speculated that Ötzi might have been a victim of ritual sacrifice, perhaps for being a chieftain.
What's a chieftain?
Jeez Louise, you get to become a chieftain and they still sacrifice you?
Yeah, I guess so.
Such an honor.
In 2001, X-rays and CT scan revealed that Ötzi had an arrowhead lodged in his left shoulder when he died.
Dude, oh, poor guy.
It matched a small tear in his coat.
Nah.
The discovery of the arrowhead prompted researchers to theorize Ötzi died of blood loss from the wound, which would have probably been fatal even if modern medical techniques had been available.
What?
Further research found that the arrow's shaft had been removed before death, And close examination of the body found bruises and cuts to the hands, wrists, and chest, and cerebral trauma indicative of a blow to the head.
So someone was after him.
Yeah, he was being hunted.
Do you think he... Whoa. Do you think he was a good guy or a bad guy? Do you think he deserved it? You know, like, or do you think it was just... I mean, why would someone want to kill an old man? Or because he had tattoos, was he like...
Also
Kind
of looks like beef jerky.
He looks like Lenin. Communist rising again?
Oh, Lord.
That's pretty gnarly.
Wait, is that his hand?
Yeah. I guess so, like, he, like, fell asleep, like, where he died, like how I sometimes fall asleep with my hand in front.
Huh.
Wow. So it's a mummy.
Yeah, that's a mummy.
And he looks kind of like a turkey if you overcook it.
Oh, yeah, he does. It's like a rawhide chew toy for a dog.
It freaks me out because he looks like when, you know, they really, really polish wood for, like, tables and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what he looks like.
He's
We're
extra
not- we're
polished.
Looks
not
like
making
something
fun of
my
you, man.
aunt
It's
would
just-
prop up in her living room.
It's just crazy that, like... It's just crazy that, like, this is a human body.
Yeah, but what do you think he sounded like?
I don't know, and I'm not going to try. We don't need to do impressions. It's
I'm not doing impressions.
going
I
to
was
sound
just asking.
racist or disrespectful to the
No,
dead.
I wasn't gonna.
I don't know. Maybe this image is cursed. Maybe we're all cursed because
thanks.
because I said he looked like
It's a
overcooked
smile
turkey.
dog all over again.
Oh Lord! It was an accident. Now I know.
So the first death linked to the curse was that of a forensic pathologist from the University of Innsbruck by the name of Rainer Henn, who was 64 at the time. He was one of the earliest scientists working on deciphering the Iceman riddle, and indeed one of the first to handle the mummy when he pried it from the ice to place it in a body bag.
Oh Lord!
He died in a catastrophic car crash on his way to give a lecture on some of his findings concerning the mummy.
He also had the bubonic plague.
That was unrelated. The death
It was manageable.
Yeah. The death was followed by that of the mountain guide who had led Hen to the body in the first place and was also one of the first to help uncover the body.
Would this be a local?
I think so. Like local to the area.
That's weird. Like, that would mean that they'd had to have, like, after the first guy died, go back and be like, hey, let's check on the guide. I don't know, whatever.
I don't know. I think people are just putting this together like after the fact. His name was Kurt Fritz. He was 52 years old, and he was killed in a freak avalanche accident.
Okay, but
Oddly, although he had been with a group of other climbers at the time of the incident, Fritz was the only one to be hit by it.
what?
Oh,
Yeah.
How did... I would want to hear more of that story.
interesting.
The string of mysterious deaths would continue when an American filmmaker who had filmed the removal of the Iceman from the
Dear,
ice
no one's safe.
for a documentary died of a sudden brain tumor.
Oh no!
So you
Wait,
knew that filming this was cursed, and you still put this picture on the TV.
So the thing is, didn't we watch a BuzzFeed video about this?
Yeah.
Then we should really check on the people that made that BuzzFeed video.
Wait, isn't it just like Ryan and...
No, I don't think it's Ryan and Shane. Also, aren't we making a podcast about this guy?
But you see,
no.
thankfully, the curse dilutes over time. So
Yeah.
really,
Oh, yeah.
And
from
Definitely.
here, we're just gonna get really bad gas for a couple of weeks.
I'm already there.
Worst case scenario.
Already there.
So next was one of the actual hikers who had first found the Iceman's body, frozen in the mountains. Helmut Simon, who was 69 at the time, went missing while on a hike on Austria's Geiskargogel Peak in October of 2004. Mm-hmm. Yep. After an intense search for the missing man, his body was found crumpled in a small stream, having fallen some 300 feet
Honey.
from a treacherous ledge above during a sudden whipping blizzard that had swept through the area. The leader of the mountain search party sent to look for Simon, a Dieter Warnick, who was 45, would also die of a heart attack a mere hours after the missing hiker's funeral.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. But, like, you probably have to come in contact with the body, right?
One would think. Yeah.
Okay.
That filmmaker didn't come in contact with the body.
How do you know? How do you know he didn't go and film it?
He did
They
go
were
film
like,
it.
they're like, did you?
Yeah, there you go.
He had filmed the
So-
removal of the Iceman from the ice.
Yeah.
Did you nibble on him a little bit?
He just looks so delicious.
Jerky.
This was followed by the death of Conrad Spindler, who was 55, who had also been one of the first scientists to examine the Iceman. He died of complications connected to multiple sclerosis.
Oh, honey.
The final and perhaps the strangest of the deaths linked to the Iceman curse was that of American-born molecular archaeologist Tom Loy, who was 63, who was instrumental in uncovering some important information on the Iceman. Loy was diagnosed with a rare hereditary blood condition shortly after his involvement with the Iceman, which he would battle for years before finally succumbing. And that is Otzi.
That is a nightmare, and I never want to talk about him ever again.
Yep. And that's all I got for today.
Thank you.
I remember seeing him in like our world history books or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, McIntyre?
You just look so delicious.
Well,
Christopher.
What would
How salty do you think?
what
Stop!
what would human
Oh, my Lord.
human version of pork rinds?
This is like,
Tastes
okay,
like.
do any of our listeners remember the news fail video, probably early 2000s, late 90s, of this female reporter interviewing people who are making wine with their feet? Anyway, so she's like, she gets into a big bucket of, on this platform, a big bucket of wine grapes, barefoot, and then someone else gets into another one. She's like, oh, we gotta race, and then she tries to go as fast as she can, and then she slips and falls off the platform. And then on the bottom, out of the shot, you can hear this horrible groaning noise. McNally, would you like to make the noise? This woman is screaming in pain, and these two fools won't stop laughing about it, and I promise them that is a cursed video. It's a cursed video.
It's true.
So you guys talking about...
I did make that noise whenever I slipped in Mac's house and fell on my back.
Yeah, exactly. And Mac just fell out of his chair.
Yeah.
And those
Betsy's
witches,
curse.
Those witches in Newport. I'd sit there and in the dead of the night, I'd hear,
All I'm saying...
But like 5 of them
Yeah.
in unison.
All I'm saying is that's a cursed video. You're cursed for laughing at it. And then the Iceman is going to curse you guys because he said he looked like beef jerky. That's all I'm saying. You asked how salty he was.
he's gonna show up at my bed, the front of my bed, and I'm gonna be like, you can't kill what's already dead, Iceman. He'd be like,
He'd be like... And then he would cuddle with you all night.
yep. And I'd be like, hey, look at this Ted Cruz dog. He'd be like, I'd be like, I'm gonna assume that's laughing.
I'm going to assume...
I'm gonna assume that's laughing. All right, so with my little percentage left
I'm
on
really
my
worried
phone,
about this dog, honestly.
Is
well,
His snout looks messed up.
he also has no spine, so
okay.
it's a
Sad.
medical condition.
All right, what?
All right, so here is tonight's topic, as promised. I saw the picture first, and then I knew I had to do the research. This was actually before last week when I found this picture.
Is it Smile Dog?
You should do Smile Dog.
Someday, but
And then the next day he'll die.
like that one crab from that movie with the princess, we're gonna go under the sea.
Wait,
Moana?
a crab?
Ladies and gentlemen,
What is it?
I present to you the
What's
Mer
the
people.
point?
The Mer people.
Oh, okay, all right. Someone explain
Yep.
what this image is we're
It's
looking
like a
at.
mermaid, but not a mermaid. He's just a mermaid tail.
If you've seen Deadpool 2, the scene when he gets ripped in half and he's growing back his legs and they're little baby legs.
Ew, spoilers.
So there's this. It's like it's a naked guy on the top. I think
Is it
That's
Right.
a woman.
Is it a woman?
maybe
That's
I
a
don't
woman.
know.
Look at the boobies.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
I mean, they could be boobies. It could be pecs.
could
pretty
be a
sure
lot
it's
of things.
I don't really know.
Well,
It's
a
inconclusive.
person. It's the upper half of a person, and then you got this weird, almost like kangaroo sack, right
it's
where
just
their
a
abs
stomach.
should be.
It's just a paunch.
It's a paunch.
That's rude.
They were hungry. And then it starts the scaly bits that you think you know, but then
It goes back to human legs.
a few inches down,
think
you
you
get
know.
baby legs.
Yep.
So
Anyway, it's a mermaid with legs coming out of the stomach area.
so
I don't know why that was hard.
it was always meant
Yeah.
to be a tail. So
It was weird.
It's Betsy's curse.
So today's sources are, guess what? You got it. It's Wikipedia, but also livescience.com.
Oh.
Yeah. I also looked up a lot of facts about mermaids that I was just going to throw in there, but they were really, really stupid. Like, I was like, maybe it'll talk about, like, the origins and, like, where they come from and, you know, why we assume this, but it was like,
Did you know that in some movies mermaids could see the future? And
and I was like, okay,
I did not. Thank you.
That's a nice preface. That's like the number 10. Let's go to number 9. It was like,
That's
mermaids
a good warm up.
mermaids live underwater.
it's like, all right, we are learning today.
You and all the other 10-year-old girls in the entire United States were on that website.
Oh, yeah.
Is there a difference between a mermaid and a siren?
Yes, there is. Sirens have been around for much, much longer, dating back to the Greeks with Odysseus and the Odyssey.
Interesting.
They were originally not fishy at all. They were just sexy ladies that'd be like, "Come to
Oh,
the
yeah.
island, let me suck your soul." and
Christmas,
and Odysseus was just like, "Nah, put earplugs in my ears and tie
You
me
mean
to
Odysseus?
the
Kidding.
Odysseus."
Just kidding.
Correction corner. But okay.
Odysseus. Could you imagine?
So
Oh wait, I have a trivia question, but at
Sure.
the do you want it now or do you want it at the end?
I know what this trivia question is.
What do you
Ask
think?
me.
No, I'm not gonna ask how they do it.
What? No.
Oh,
Oh.
well, good, because I wasn't even
I
thinking
know
about
the
it.
answer to that.
Oh.
They
I did
the
extensive
mer
research.
people spray out the eggs, and then you have to.
I mean, it has to. Okay, look. What
it's
kind
not
of
sexy at all.
what kind of mer creature is the Starbucks logo? Is that what you thought I was gonna ask?
Yes.
Well,
Oh, specifically that one.
Because it's not a normal mermaid.
Right? No, it's called an undine.
I always heard it was called a
a
Melusine.
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 Because it's
That's
a,
what we learned on Good Job Brain.
it's a mermaid with two tails.
Well, the more you know.
And that's all I know about
The
mer
the
people,
term I
so.
threw out there was more of like a not Greek, but like a god or goddess in a sense. They were always just sexy fish people.
Yeah.
So
Like
I
Dagon.
assumed,
Interesting.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
Second week in a row, I mentioned Dagon.
There you go.
interesting. Well, that's all I know about mer
So-
people, so you should.
To quote
Learn me
not
something.
Wikipedia. With most of our blue planet covered by water, it's little wonder that centuries ago the oceans were believed to hide mysterious creatures, including sea serpents and mermaids. Merfolk. Mermaids and mermen.
Okay.
Are, of course, the marine version of half-human, half-animal legends that have captured human imagination for ages. One of the original sources being Arabian Nights.
Yeah.
Arabian Nights.
What do you guys know? What do you guys know about Arabian Nights outside of the fact that it has the King of Thieves and Aladdin in it,
Is there a genie?
and Alibaba? It's
I don't know,
okay.
dude. I
It's
don't
it's a
know.
collection of stories from the Middle East.
Forget the question.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That yeah, Arabian Nights is a collection of stories, kind of like the Brothers Grimm,
Okay.
but like
Oh wait, I totally watched
not
that.
British.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
You watched The Brothers Grimm or you watched Arabian Nights?
Arabian Nights.
They made a
What
movie?
are you talking about?
Never mind. I think.
What are you thinking about?
There was this big blue guy.
Shut up. I don't know what I'm thinking about.
Okay. I mean, I don't either.
I don't. So let's just move on.
So, anyways, within Arabian Nights, they were actually described as having moon faces and hair like a woman's.
I love the idea of moon faces. What
So-
does that mean?
If it was a full moon, it just means that maybe they just got pinchable cheeks. But if it's any other type of moon, you're looking at a horrifying creature of I don't know.
One of our favorite Germans said that back at home, her and her girlfriends would call one of the boys in their school Moonface.
Moonface.
So that's all.
Okay.
It's the first time I ever heard anyone say it, and I was like, "Weird, Moonface."
I've heard it
What does
before,
that
but I
mean?
don't actually know what it means.
I don't know. We'll never know. I guess we're not
I
gonna
guess not.
utilize the internet.
I guess we'll ask our 5 German friends.
Processing. Pacific. That's an Office reference.
Oh, I knew that.
No one knows it. Anyway.
I'm gonna call him Benedict.
Having a round face.
I knew it. See, I didn't want to say it because then it'd be, shame on you. But then you hear it and you're like, oh, it's pretty straightforward, isn't it?
All right. Okay. Sorry. I keep.
No.
You haven't even started.
This is what the show's all about. Anyways, they got moon faces and hair like women, which I guess was a good thing. But their hands and feet were in their bellies. What does that mean?
They're like sticking out.
Oh.
I thought it meant they were folded up into the torso area.
Oh.
That sounds gross. I know.
C.J.S. Thompson, a former curator at the Royal College of Surgeons of England, noted in his book, The Mystery and Lore of Monsters.
Okay.
Because somebody just want to put their name on it. That's what makes me mad. That traditions concerning creatures half human and half fish in forms have existed for thousands of years. And in the Babylonian deity era, or Ones, the fish god, usually depicted as having a bearded head with a crown and a body like a man, but from the waist down he had the shape of a fish. Oh yeah, this is the picture I showed you guys.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. So I guess that was our fish god man. Greek mythology contains story of the god Triton, the merman, messenger of the sea, and his several modern religions, including Hinduism and Candomblé, an Afro-Brazilian belief. That's interesting. I didn't know about that. I'm going to look that up later. Worshipped mermaid goddesses to this day.
Okay.
Many children perhaps are most familiar with the Disney version of Little Mermaid, a somewhat sanitized version of the Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale.
Extremely sanitized version.
Yeah, it's a lot nicer than...
Didn't she have she had brittle bone legs, so it would pain her to walk?
It would feel like she was stepping on glass anytime she stepped.
But the prince loved seeing her dance, so
Yes,
she danced
yeah.
for him even though...
Yeah.
And then in the end, doesn't he still marry the sea witch? And
She decides not to kill him. The sea witch is you could either kill him now and keep your curse, or not, let him live, and then you go back into the sea. And so she decides not to kill him, and it just shows her at the end she's just sea foam at the end.
But she turns to sea foam. Was
Yeah.
that part of the plan? Was that made clear? I feel like someone didn't read the terms and...
Well, that's the point of Ursula, or the sea witch, or whatever.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, it's like, okay, I'll return to the sea, and she goes...
That is the thing that weirded me out about the end of Ponyo.
Oh, yeah.
When Liam Neeson's character is like, all right, she can stay with you, but you have to love her forever, because if you ever stop loving her for a second, she'll turn back into sea foam.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, it seemed kind of messed up that's the direction that movie went.
It's like
I mean,
all
I
or
know
nothing.
that it was literally Miyazaki's interpretation of the Little Mermaid, but I was just like, this is a 5-year-old. A 5-year-old does not know the concept
know
of
what
romantic love. Okay, I love her. Jeez Louise, they're not, they don't even... He could legit love her and go through a phase in his teenage years. It wouldn't matter because she'd still be.
Yep.
And he'd come back, you killed my daughter. It's your fault. And then he floods the earth because that's what.
Oh yeah.
Space. I mean, underwater.
And that's the prequel
Clown Man
to Kevin Costner's Waterworld.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
that
it
makes
is.
sense. Miyazaki.
That was Kevin Costner, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Kevin Costco. There's a Costco by the Memorial City Mall, by the way.
In some legends from Scotland and Wales, mermaids
okay.
befriended and even married humans.
Okay.
That's it.
Did
No,
they
I'm
not
joking.
turn into
So-
normal people? They were just mermaids that actually
Yeah.
married people?
Do you have a problem with people accepting people for who
Oh,
and what
Lord.
they are?
Yeah, it's
Not everything has to be Hans Christian Andersen. I love you, babe, but you got to drop the fish bits.
I just don't know how you express your love with the fish.
Trust me when I say that there's
Haven't
a
you
lot
ever
of
seen
very
Lady in the
lonely
Water?
people
Oh, wait,
on
no.
the internet right now
Okay.
that would be more than glad to have a mermaid girlfriend.
it's not Lady in the Water I'm thinking of. It's
You're thinking of the Disney original movie where the little boy turned into a
No.
mermaid and his name was Cody, and then some people named that got bullied. And I said,
You're
I mean,
thinking of
they
Splash.
said it was
No.
spelled Kody. It's different. And they said, no, it's not.
the one that we saw in theater, something of water,
Oh, Splice.
Shape of Water.
Shape of Water. It's like Shape of Water, not Splice. You disgusting pervert.
Wow,
You
I completely
d-
forgot about
you-
Splice until you just brought
Just
it
so
up.
you
I
guys know,
can't-
she's saying this looking at a picture of Adrian Brody, not me. You disgusting pervert. And he goes, what?
That scene was so
What?
uncomfortable, and all
My
of us
name
were
is
there.
Adrian Brody.
Adrian Brony.
Careful, I don't poke your eye out. He starts eating seed off the ground.
Oh god.
Adrian Brody will no longer be appearing as a guest on So Anyway, It's Haunted. That's who doxed me. Anyways, you were saying something. What?
Oh no, we
Lady
were just
in the Water.
No, we were talking about humans and fish would,
Relationship?
Yeah.
you know, how they would
Just
do
watch
the wild thing.
Futurama. They talk about it. He's like, I think I'm really in love here. And she's like, okay, now spray your stuff on my eggs. And he's like, whoa. And he
Ew.
goes back up and he gets with Leela.
Yeah.
The end.
Okay, so yeah,
It's pretty sad.
no, let's not talk about doing it anymore. This is weird.
Okay. Thank goodness the next part of what I have to say is Mary Lau in her book Seduction and the Secret Power of Women
No.
notes that in Shetland, mermaids are stunningly beautiful women who live under the sea. Their hybrid appearance is temporary. The effects being achieved by donning the skin of a fish.
What?
They must be very careful not to lose this while wandering about the land, because without it they would be unable to return to their underwater realm.
So, like, they take off their fish skin and, like, hide it under a rock when they want to go party on land?
Their hybrid appearance is temporary. Hybrid appearance. So they're fish, basically.
yeah.
No. Stunningly beautiful women who live under the sea. Their hybrid appearance is temporary, the effect being achieved by donning the skin of a fish. So there's
so-
sexy naked people underwater.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, hey, people. So they get a fish bottom, because that would work.
Yep.
And then they go up and they're like, hey, come over here.
Yeah.
In folklore, mermaids were often associated with misfortune and death. Surprise. Luring errant sailors off course and even onto rocky shoals. The terrifying mermaid of 2011... No, we're not talking about that.
I don't remember that. There was a mermaid in that?
Yeah, there was a... They got like a barely legal, like, 17-year-old actress, and they're like, okay, we need you to...
Which one was this?
Put on this really tight shirt, and you're gonna be a mermaid the entire movie, and this like little religious boy will fall in love with you, and then the whole point of anyways, to kind of go off of not Pirates of the Caribbean, but the curse of mermaids was just the fact that that's where your question actually comes into play, is that they were being basically mixed with the idea of sirens, and it was like, oh, come a little closer, and they pull you underwater, because we have to make everything in the ocean horrifying.
Yeah,
it can't be nice down there. We can't have nice mermaids. They don't want to be your girlfriend. They want to eat your face off, and they're piranhas, but not. Anyways, you get the idea. So Japanese legends have versions of merfolk called kappa. That's a lie. We're not talking about this. Kappas are not mermaids. Shame on you, whoever wrote this article.
What?
I swear. It's just like what I was saying with the hopping vampires.
Yeah.
The Jihanshi. Yeah. Those aren't vampires. Shame on you. They're undead. These kappa are not merfolk. Mm-hmm. They're actually considered to be more like a hybrid of like turtle people or frog people, and they have lily pads on the top of their head with water. And if they bend over because the whole idea to get a kappa to be a lot of, we shouldn't be talking about Japan
from the beginning.
again. Kappas, which are going to be a subsection today because they're not merfolk,
are actually a Japanese yokai in a sense. Yokai meaning a spirit or demon, but now yokai has been more spread out to be a common term for any mythological creature in Japan. The kappa has
He just pushed up his fake glasses.
a lily pad on its head full of water, and if you want to defeat a kappa, because typically kappas will sustain themselves off of cucumbers, but what they really want to eat is human babies.
Those are very different.
Yeah, they are very different, but they love those cucumbers.
I don't know, crunchy and juicy.
I'm out of cucumbers. But yeah, it's like so to defeat a kappa, you have to, because everything in Japan is honorable. You bow to it, it bows back, it spills the water. It's like, oh crap!
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
I know that's how you defeat it.
That's
I don't
the
know
thing?
what happens to it. I guess it just gets embarrassed and it runs back in the water. But that's supposedly that, or just give up your cucumbers.
Yep. Hand over the cucumbers.
Is this a pickle? Did you pickle this? It's not a cucumber anymore.
A cucumber.
It's not a cucumber anymore. Nani? Anyways, this is why. Nope. Anyways. Real mermaids, ? The reality of mermaids was assumed during the medieval times when they were depicted as matter-of-factly alongside known... Why do you word things the way you do? When they were depicted matter-of-factly alongside known aquatic animals such as whales. Hundreds of years ago.
Okay, yeah, but did
Imagine
you see
a
the
whale
pictures
size-
of whales back then that had human faces?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Horrible creatures that it's like it's basically what it's like when I try to draw anything. I'm like, all right, here we go. It's gonna be a dog, and then I end up with, I don't know, like several triangles that look like a frog. I don't know, man. Like, it's bad. So I think just a bunch of really bad artists looked at a seal once, and then it accidentally had a human face.
Yeah, or wasn't the leading theories that like manatees were thought to be what people thought?
Well, that would be the
mermaids
closest
were?
thing to a mermaid.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyways.
yeah, so it was, people tried to rationalize the fact that, surprise, surprise, we've had imagination since we were created. And they're like, that's not, oh no!
The human face.
The 1600s painter, and they,
Yeah.
So I want you to draw a cat. A what? A cat. You know what a cat is, right? Of course I know what a cat is.
Yeah.
It's a little hairy person.
He always got the face wrong.
Yeah.
But, what the... Oh, yeah, they were trying to rationalize. They're like... Because especially during the phase where, thank you, early Christianity and Catholicism, where we went through and we're like, is that a Harry Potter? No, guess what? Harry Potter's name was actually Judas and Bartholomew, and literally there was this whole age, like right after the Dark Ages, and after the fall of Rome, and when the English countryside was starting to build up and people were dying from bubonic plagues.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did I say fall of Rome? Yeah, it was the plague. Everybody died from the plague, and then the
You
10
better be glad you corrected that.
the 10 people
would
that were
explode.
Izzy would be like, actually, the 10 people that were left from the plague, one of them was like, I guess I'm the Pope now.
Looks
I'm the
around.
last pope.
And then someone was like, a funny thing, mermaids. And like, did you say mermaids? Mermaids aren't there. Mermaids aren't real. You're stupid. Those are manatees. Yeah. How do you feel about that? And then out of those 10 people, one of them was like, manatees.
Ew. You want to explain what you're doing to yourself? Stop squeezing yourself.
And the first pope was like, I hope this changed your idea of sexy fish people. And he's like, no, not at all.
I remember
This
watching.
was the first furry.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Okay, look.
Reported
Okay, I'm
in the
not.
books.
His name was Brigwald Wimingturth von Whitworth.
Okay. I remember watching the show once that it was like if mermaids were real, this is probably what their anatomy would be like. And then so they were like, well, it wouldn't have any hair because hair doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Pale.
It would also
have to have a
pale.
lot
They were
Blubber.
pale because it said they
Yes.
don't get exposure. Yeah.
Right, and they would, and because of the temperatures in the sea, they would have to retain a lot of fat to protect themselves. So, and then like they did this animated like progression from like a sexy mermaid all the way to what it would look like, and it was a manatee. That's what it was.
It literally was a
It was a
manatee.
manatee.
That reminds me of that that illustration that I think like a biologist, like a trauma surgeon, and like an artist got together and created a human that had evolved to withstand car accidents, and it is the most horrifying, disgusting thing.
Please, okay, look.
I'm gonna look that up.
Show that to me right now. Yeah.
Well, this is gonna have to go on the Instagram. But while he's looking that up, we'll wrap things up with mermaids here. So we're not going to Wikipedia today. Congratulations, Wikipedia, you get a break. Anyways, another mermaid encounter, and this is the one that I really wanted to mention because I was like, wait, what? And then I looked it up on a different website to confirm it, and it was confirmed. Let's take a 2-second break here to look at our guy.
Hold on.
I'm like really scared.
This just
you will be.
No, you're not gonna want to sleep after this.
No.
Hold
on. We will put.
They used to show this picture in my gym, and I thought it was like I thought this was like. I was like, wow, the guy's really come far, I guess.
Body goals.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, so he has no neck.
Absolutely not.
And he has like extra muscles, I guess, around his chest. His chest is like reinforced.
Well, yeah, I thought they said like he has an almost exo rib cage that's like extra thick and protruding to protect your inner organs.
This isn't a painting, you guys. They like did.
Oh yeah.
Like a silicone figure of this.
I wonder
guy.
why specifically the nose disappeared.
What?
I guess, yeah, I don't know.
He has a thicker forehead. His nose is gone. He has no neck. He has no ears. This is so horrifying.
Yeah, this is pretty gnarly.
All right,
Anyways.
man.
Yeah, so that's
that'll
the
be
thing.
on the Instagram.
Look forward to that. So here's a fun fact. In American history, there was one person who swore they saw a mermaid. And we're talking the earliest of American history.
Okay.
So, yeah, those 1770s.
300 years ago.
Yeah. Can you take a wild guess at who? I will say they've been portrayed falsely in a movie several times.
Okay. Is it Thomas Jefferson?
Wrong.
Ben Franklin?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
Earlier,
huh?
Lincoln.
John Smith?
I don't know.
Martin Luther.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We're going in the right direction. No, it was actually Alec Baldwin. John Smith from Pocahontas.
I said John Smith.
He did.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear John
And you
Smith.
looked right at him. You were looking right in his eyes. And you were like, idiots. Idiots. Both of them. So stupid.
So describe.
He played John Smith in Pocahontas.
Alec Baldwin?
I
Yeah.
literally did not know that until this moment.
Yep.
I didn't realize that.
And
That's
Christian
wild.
Bale was the little wimpy boy that was like best friends with him on the ship.
What?
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah.
Who? Say it again.
You know the guy that wears the funny little artist hat that he's the wimp?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Christian Bale. Yeah, Alec Baldwin was
What?
you know what? Now you guys are scaring me.
You want to make sure.
Disney.
I believe you, man. I believe you.
This is quality content, people. Quality content.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you were just gonna ride in silence on the way to your
sure
job
was.
anyway. You might as well just listen to this garbage. We should just become a trivia podcast,
and-
except instead of trivia, we'll just be like, hey, have you ever heard da-da-da? And everyone will be
Just-
like, no.
Just classify
Like,
ourselves
well,
as
let me
a
look it up and prove it.
false
Let me show it to you. Hold
information. Just give me the main article for the movie. Thank you.
Can't you just look up the IMDb cast?
Listen, this is important. Why am I not seeing his name?
Is this why you don't...
Oh my gosh! I knew I confused him. It's what's his face who Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson was John Smith. But Christian Bale was in fact the wimpy guy, so I did get that right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, listeners, I
So,
hope you enjoyed
ha-ha.
that little
Ha.
that little bit of trivia.
Hardy har.
So
Anyways,
John Smith
back to the actual
saw-
guy, the creep.
he saw
The creep.
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
saw a mermaid.
Well, actually, John Smith... No, he was also still a creep. Anyways, doesn't matter. They're all creeps. They
Yeah.
came over here, they're like, Those are some nice daughters you got there.
Yeah, wasn't
Yeah, it's
Pocahontas
disgusting.
Let's make
12
them English
or something like that?
Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
yeah.
And definitely white disease killed her. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So anyways, Edward Snow's Incredible Mysteries and Legends of the Sea, which was a book, describes a sea captain off the coast of Newfoundland. What a stupid name. Described his 1614 encounter. Captain John Smith of Jamestown fame, certainly nothing else,
Nope.
saw a mermaid swimming out with all possible grace. He pictured her as having large eyes, a finely sharp nose that was somewhat short, and well-formed ears that were rather too long. Smith goes on to
that's
say
rude.
that her long green hair imparted to her an original character that was by no means unattractive. Why was that
What
the
a
way of going
freaking
about
creep.
saying sexy back then? Like, I saw this fish person, and they were by no means unattractive. So...
They definitely weren't not totally disgusting.
In fact, Smith was so taken with this lovely woman that he began to experience his first ever effect of love as he gazed at her before his suddenly a profoundly disappointing realization that she was a fish from the waist down. Surrealist painter René Magritte depicted a sort of reverse mermaid in his 1949 painting The
I've
Collective
seen it.
Invention.
I've seen it.
What that has nothing to do with John Smith though.
It's
I guess
just
they're
it's
dumb.
just legs and a fish head.
I like it.
And then for, our 2018 fans, which is everybody,
Yeah.
if you watched any films this year, I'm assuming you have, the last little tidbit about mermaids is probably the most disappointing one. In the 1800s, hoaxers churned out fake mermaids by the dozen to satisfy the public's interest in the creatures. The great showman P.T. Barnum. Oof. I love you, Hugh Jackman, but P.T. not the greatest guy in the world. I like how just my short little bit about the movie is that they're like he's kind of a jerk. No.
Yeah, he was.
He was a lot more than a jerk.
Yeah.
That's like saying Thomas Edison was any kind of nice or pleasant as a person. A horrible, horrible person.
Or was actually like an actual inventor who didn't just steal patents.
Yeah, he promised other people money to work for him and then would steal their ideas and never credit them. He would steal patents. He would electrocute large animals like dogs and also elephants to prove that
that AC current was evil, but DC current was the way
was safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Even though it was the same. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
The
no.
horrible people suck. We hate them.
Yeah, we do. Even if they can sing really well. P.T. Barnum displayed
who
the
was that?
Fiji mermaid,
Yep,
spelled
yep.
Feejee, because he was not allowed to call it the actual Fiji
Oh, really?
mermaid. Oh, yeah. In the 1840s, and
Isn't
it
it-
became one of his most popular attractions.
Isn't it just like a monkey, like...
A monkey skeleton. They cut the spine halfway down and just slapped on a fish skeleton. And even though the bones are clearly not as dense on one side, who cares?
Hey,
He
man.
kind of threw it on the oven for a little bit to make sure it looks nice and charred, and then he put it out
My
there.
lord.
And he's like,
I'd pay a nickel for that.
well, guess
Put a
what?
nickel
That's
in that
not
mouth.
enough. Because
That
people
mouth.
had to pay 50 cents hoping to see a long-lived...
Oh.
And that's the thing. He's like, no one is going to get to see anything. It's behind this curtain, 50 cents. And we were like, oh, okay. And then, I don't know if he made them sign a patent or something like that because people kept falling for it. And he's like, yeah, a beautiful, beautiful creature. And then, he would pull the thing and it's the tiny little ugly monkey thing. And
Yeah.
they'd be like, this isn't.
They all had to sign
want my money back.
MDAs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell people that it isn't just a monkey taped onto a fish.
They saw
Yeah.
a grotesque fake corpse a few feet long. It had the torso and head and limbs of a monkey and the bottom part of a fish. To the modern eyes, it was an obvious fake, but it fooled and intrigued many people at the time. Jeez Louise.
what did you have to believe it back then?
Beautiful.
Death and
Mermaid.
taxes.
Death and taxes. Is that true? And then to kind of wrap it up with what you were talking about, could there be a scientific basis for the mermaid stories? Some researchers, it's manatees.
Yep.
It's manatees and dugongs.
Dugons?
What's a dugong?
I don't think
They're basically manatees.
Okay.
They're just
Oh,
like a
okay.
different family or class
nice.
or something like that. And tune in next week for when Izzy tells us for sure, because I'm wrong.
Okay. Izzy just
but
knows
yeah.
a lot about a lot.
Yeah, he does, and we appreciate him for
Mm-hmm.
that. People still, as recent as 2009, people still report sights of mermaids, but they're liars who have nothing to do with their life, and they're very sad and lonely.
Dang.
There is a very creepy video, and I don't know what it's called, of these friends like scuba diving, and they're just kind of like, swimming around, whatever, looking at stuff, and then one looks over over shoulder to the left, and you can see the tail of a mermaid swimming away into the darkness.
Interesting.
And when I first saw, I remember, is it Fact or Faked? That we used to watch?
Yeah. Oh, wait, yeah, I think I kind of remember.
Is that what that is? It was like a team of young people that were all like...
And they try and recreate it.
Yeah,
That was
to
kind of
see
a cool show.
if the video was real or fake, if it could be recreated.
Yeah.
I saw it on that show and I was like, oh my lord. I got terrified.
Yeah.
It was so creepy looking. Are you looking it up?
No, I was trying to, but I can't seem to... Wait a second.
I think
That
we
looks
concluded
familiar.
that the coolest part of that show is just watching the videos
beginning?
at the beginning. Because they have
Yeah.
to look through 5 different videos and decide which 2 they're going to
Right.
try and debunk.
Yeah, that's the funnest part. And that's why we watch compilations on YouTube now.
That's
Weird
true.
videos.
We should do that after this.
Oh, dude, yeah. Really? Can
I
we?
wish that show was good.
Wow,
I remember
that's
being
really
I
rude.
remember being okay, but
Yeah, no.
the cadence of it, it wasn't like Mythbusters. It was like
No.
It was it just felt weird.
Too polished and...
Yeah, they weren't
not
meant-
genuine.
I don't know. They weren't good, I guess, screen performers like
Yeah.
Jamie and Adam are. On
Hmm. Yeah.
Mythbusters.
Anyway,
No,
well,
look.
thanks for that, McAnally. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, we all love to talk about mermaids and how weird they are.
How long is it going to take for Disney to announce live action Little Mermaid?
Oh,
I'm
it's
surprised it hasn't already
It's
happened.
it's already been announced.
Really?
Lin-Manuel Miranda is writing the
What?
music for it.
What?
Yeah,
Interesting. Okay.
I remember when I knew who that guy was before you guys, but now you
Oh
guys
my
know all
lord!
I
There
still
was-
haven't
there was
listened
that.
to all of Hamilton.
I haven't either.
about it. I was actually also referring to Moana because that's
Never
the
saw
other
it.
Disney
Yeah,
thing.
we
he
haven't watched
did.
Moana
He
yet.
did that?
Yes,
I'd
That's
probably
great.
watch that before I
That's great.
listen
watch
to
Hamilton,
Yeah.
even though it's really good. and
It's coming to
historical.
Houston,
Yeah.
or already came to Houston. I don't know. Okay, so we have one email this week. It is from our friend Monica.
Oh,
Monica, as you know, you can find her on
did you say?
GHSTBNS.
I'm gonna wake up in a truck.
On Instagram, Ghost Bones. That's short for Ghost Bones. She is an incredible artist and a really cool person. And so here we go. She says, "Hey guys, Guise, guys.
Nice.
I have another creepy personal story that isn't my own. LOL. I don't really experience creepy stuff in my waking hours,
Oh.
but a lot of people tell me their stories. This one is my coworkers. So saddle up,
All right.
fools. All right. Growing up, my coworker's gut feelings were pretty spot on. Once, she felt something was going to happen to her mom and brother and begged them not to leave, but they left and ended up in a car accident. This time, she was at an after-school get-together when she got a really bad feeling in her gut that turned into panic. Okay, this is crazy. Okay. Okay, are you ready? All right. She felt like she really needed to get home and left. When she got home, her dad immediately grabbed her and pulled her into the house. Everyone was inside and huddled up in the living room, away from the windows.
Oh,
Her dad
gosh.
was pacing back and forth with his shotgun, occasionally peeping out the windows. Freaking out, she asked her brother what happened. Apparently, this is insane. Apparently, they heard a loud thud from the side of the house, followed by a scrambling, scratching sound that traveled all over the house. Her mom saw a large bat-like wing pass by one of the windows, and they got a call from their neighbor telling them not to leave the house. Their neighbor had heard that thud too,
Oh my
looked out the
gosh.
window to see what it was, and saw a giant bat-winged like creature scrambling all over my coworker's house
What?
as if it was trying to find a way in.
It's a giant moth. Is it Mothman?
I don't know if it's Mothman. They stayed up all night even after the noise had stopped. When daylight broke, her dad went outside and found that the old washing machine they had on their back patio had been chunked across the back of the yard.
Whoa.
Their house was also covered in scratch marks.
That's insane.
Yeah. Do
That's
you have anything to say?
I want to see the insurance photos.
I don't know. You look pretty scared. That is terrifying.
Yeah.
That's freaking scary, dude.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what to think about that. I don't know what to think about it. I don't
That is
know.
crazy. That reminds me of that one story of like I can't remember where I watched it, but it was like this like dad and his son came into like the home with where the family was, and they were like super rattled, and they got their guns, and they were like, we have to barricade up, and they were being followed by like these weird alien ghost things that wouldn't die when they were shot.
What the heck?
Yeah, it was like
Where'd you see the video?
I can't remember. I think it was on like I think it was on Mysteries at the Museum.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, dude. All right. She goes on. Mac's section about vampires reminded me of my mom's story about something similar to a Tagalog. In Cambodia, they have what is called an Ahps, or an Ahps, AHP, which are floating heads with only the esophagus, stomach, and intestines attached.
That's right.
Oh.
According to lore, if you practice black magic, it can take over your body and turn you into one.
Well-
My mom said that once you turn into one, you fix the laptop, please.
Oh.
Sorry, you guys. Thank you, baby. My mom said that once you turn into one, snakes from the jungle will gather in your bed and slither into your mouth. Then your head will start to detach itself, pulling along only your insides.
Oh my gosh.
You are then doomed to hunt for blood every night for the rest of your life. She said that villagers would go on op hunts and check people's houses for bodies without heads. If they were to find a headless body, they'd flip the bodies over, so when the head comes back in the morning, the heads would reattach backwards. Then they'd jump the person walking around with the backwards head. Like, she said, LOL, it's like, oh, look, it's Dave. Oh, he's backwards. Get him,
Wait
quick,
a
get him.
second.
I also want to give Chris's section on Galveston a standing ovation.
Ooh.
So nice, gold star.
Yeah, thank you.
The Chicago fire was a really good one, but Galveston definitely topped it. She said, I cried like literal tears to the story of the sisters and the children. I never knew that the Walmart in Galveston was haunted, but I remember a spooky, quiet vibe there. I know, right? I definitely have a weird appreciation for Galveston and its Walmart now, learning the history.
Yeah.
I have a soft spot for children. The Halloween candy story was a real bummer, like this one. Definitely enjoying the podcast and happy housewarming. Thank you.
Thank you.
I
Thank
hope
you.
your home brings many wonderful and not too creepy memories for y'all. And she put some hearts. And she said, much love, Monica. Thanks, Monica. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
It would really suck to be the person in that town to wake up, go outside, and then just try to like look behind you real quick, and they're like, "Oh!"
Oh, man.
Oh, his head is. Oh.
And
You
then
guys saw it too, right?
Oh, my Lord.
And then they would just detach the head.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, man.
We were right.
What I wonder, though, is that in these... She said Cambodia, right?
Yeah.
In these Cambodian villages, how many headless people were they finding? And where was the serial killer beheading people in the night?
Imagine being that serial killer though, and coming back to the village, and you're like, they know it's me, but they're just like, did you hear about the the Ahps? They're floating heads, and he's like,
Yeah, I saw one out there.
I kid you not.
It's bad stuff, man.
Anything? Have we watched anything spooky so far? Nothing. I don't think we watched anything spooky.
We watched the Halloween episode of King of the Hill.
King of the Hill. Yeah,
Halloween.
we have been watching. Yeah, that's a hilarious episode.
Yeah.
We've been watching multiple episodes of King of the Hill every day. It turns out it is Mac's favorite show in the world,
Yeah.
which is very surprising to me. And that's not a joke. He actually really likes it.
I love
So,
King of the Hill.
Like, it's weird to hear him giggle.
You know, it's
at
funny.
Stuff. It's
Robert
weird.
also has a deep appreciation for it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
I think that's just the thing. Is it latches onto people you wouldn't think.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, dudes, thanks for joining us on I think this is our 13th episode.
Oh.
Yeah. Isn't that kind of creepy?
Is it?
Ooh, I don't know. Is it the haunted episode? Is it? It's
I'm
funny
just
you
saying,
talked about
if
a cursed mummy.
Yeah.
This is our cursed
the
episode.
The cursed
It's not.
podcast.
It's not.
If you took our episodes and stacked them, it would skip this one. You're just going through.
So really, we're on the 14th episode. Oh my gosh, what if I put 14th? I'm gonna do that. That's hilarious.
Just title it. There is no 13th.
Anyway, so thanks for joining us. We are, I don't know, really excited that, I don't know, it's like a new chapter. We got a new house. So it's like a new lease on life and this podcast and what we can do with it.
Yeah.
And we like just moved. So give us a couple of weeks and we'll start, I don't know, man, maybe we'll finally start on that Patreon and start getting some merch out. So join us on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Spotify, on YouTube. We are on Instagram and Facebook. The McAnally just airplayed a picture of a cat sneezing at a banana or something, whatever that is.
Cat no like banana. That's what it's called.
Anyway, so subscribe, dude. The more subscribers we have, the quicker we can get sponsors. The quicker we can get out and like do fun stuff. All of these stupid pictures that we've seen this episode that you haven't been able to see, you'll be able to see on our Facebook and on our Instagram. The tiny feet coming out of a mermaid's body. You're right.
I just realized he doesn't have
By the
any
way,
upper
that's
legs.
a dude.
He just has shins. So
He's
like cotton.
Yeah, he's cotton, dude.
I lost my kneecaps in the war.
Anyway, we will see y'all next week. Please be nice to. Sorry. Have you seen the one where it's like when my mom's ordering pizza and my dad and my dad are whispering toppings to her with that picture? McAnally, I'm talking about. Anyway.
No.
So you guys are distracting me. I can't focus.
Sorry.
We will see you next week. Thanks for listening. McAnally, say something.
A gorilla in the coop?